Hi guys, and welcome back to hour 2 of the show. So where we left off, there was a little bit of a tussle in the bar, and one guy pulled out a dagger. So Leonard came over with a sword. So a guy came over with big meaty arms. So the bartender started walking over with a cudgel. So Tal ignored all of them and just finished off the guy with the dagger. Didn't really say anything about it. And that actually left us, if we're sticking with initiative, because that guy was removed, it's actually Leonard's turn. Leonard. There is a bystander who came over. There's a bystander who came over and tried to bear hug Tal, but Tal just like slipped away and finished the fight. And then the bartender is approaching right now with his cudgel. Do you say or do anything, sir?
You literally gave him a bunch of beef as an icon for the initiative tracker. God fucking damn it.
He's a meaty boy.
I'll sheath my sword.
So you sheath your sword, and
Why's the beef on the screen stop?
Because he's got beef with you now.
Now the whole stream's just a piece of beef. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
He was memeing.
Yeah. So what do you do?
After I put my sword away, I'll just I guess. What? Can I see the bartender from where I am?
Mm-hmm.
How mad is he?
Honestly, you put your sword away. The guy with the dagger's down. The big beefy guy is the only one. Honestly, out of all of you, the big beefy guy that just joined in is the only one that seems amped up. And again, you're pretty insightful. You imagine the reason why the guy's beefed up because he's like jacked up. Like, yeah, a fight. This is exciting. So the bartender isn't as mad as he was, say, 2 seconds ago.
All right. In that case, I'll just stand there and wait for the bartender to get closer. I'll just wait on him. Like, I don't want to leave because, like, I'm sure he wants to say something about it, but.
Sure. So he goes walking over and go ahead, Tal.
Very briefly, sorry. Did I get 125 gold then?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, cool.
So he comes walking over. We get this cudgel in his hands. Comes walking over as everything kind of starts to calm down. He's like, He's like, so we done? Are we done here? And what's his name? The big beefy guy behind you is like, no, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight tonight. And like he's getting all amped up. And the guy's like, whoa, Larrabee, calm down. Calm down. It's over. And he comes over and he like jabs him with the cudgel, and the guy like grabs the cudgel and like rips it out of his hand, and he's like almost like frothing for a couple of seconds before he realizes, no, it actually is over.
I drink here.
Yeah.
This guy gives me my drinks.
Exactly. And he's kind of like, oh, and it kind of like brings it down. You can almost see like the adrenaline and adrenaline's drained and replaced by disappointment, right?
Lots of rage.
And so it's like, oh, what the fuck? And like throws the cudgel to the ground and it hits with like a loud smack. And he's like, it's all right. You'll get a beer. Just. And he looks back at the rest of you guys. He's like, can you clean it up?
Yeah.
He's like,
No problem.
I don't want that in my bar. I can't have that here.
We'll deal with it. Could we,
He's just gonna leave the unconscious body of the guy with the people who just knocked him out?
Mm-hmm.
Can Tara reach into his bag and like pull out 3 gold coins? Can we borrow a back room for a few minutes? I need to clean up.
He looks at the coin and he's like, no, out of the bar. Take it out of the bar.
Fair enough.
Do we have a sack of holding that we can put the body in?
We might have a big enough. I can roll him up in my bedroll.
Let's just weekend at Bernie's it and put him in between us and we'll hold him up for the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hold on to him, then walk up to the Winch Hunters and get accused of things, and then poof him into another time dimension if you want.
I don't think you can do that yet.
I like the weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, it's not like I have a choice in the matter.
Alright, so yeah, we'll pick him
out
up
into like an alley, I think.
Yeah, so I guess we'll walk out the front door because I don't know if there are any other doors.
Yeah, we'll write the table.
Holding a
Front
fucking
door.
an unconscious witch hunter between us.
Yep.
And I'll have my hand on the back of his head and I'll make him like be nodding.
Just so you know, Messi, it looks as ridiculous as you feel as it sounds. Okay.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where, like, this is not an ideal situation. I really wish this isn't what was happening right now.
yeah.
But you guys go making your way out of the bar. And there's the two of you, and I mean, Leonard, aren't you also a 10 strength?
I think I'm less. Oh, I'm 12.
12 strength. So, I mean, you're actually taking the two of you are able to relatively even.
He slumped down a little bit on my side just because of my physical disabilities.
Oh yes, that's right. So you slumped down, and so you're actually taking a bit of the brunt because of the slow rate of gravity.
Yeah.
And you guys are making your way out of the bar with him. So he's got like blood pouring down his face from where you just
Is he
punched him in
moaning?
the nose, and
Quiet.
you know the bar is kind of watching after, like, what the fuck, you know. The guys are actually walking out with this person. Some others that just, you can tell clearly, just do not want to be associated with this situation, are like running out ahead of you and like, well, we're out of here. We have nothing to do with this. But you make your way out of the bar and go find your way immediately down, like, around the building to the other side. It's like, we're not lingering and trying to find the perfect location. Let's just get out of sight. It takes you guys like maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes, somewhere in that, for whoever's counting, to actually get out of the bar around the side and, like, what do you, slump him on the ground?
Like against a wall, probably, so he's sitting up.
Sure, against the wall. You don't have like full cover from any passers-by, but you have some pretty good cover. So, like, because of the fact that there's three of you and him slumped against the wall, they'd probably see like his legs, like maybe his feet, as they walked by, and they'd definitely be able to see anybody who's, you know, not too terribly close to him or too terribly far from him. So if you're staying a normal talking distance from him, he'd probably be visible to a passerby, but only for like a moment, as just as angles go. So if someone just stop and look, you know. But anyways, slumped against the wall, on the ground. Sorry.
Can you hear that? Sorry.
It sounds like a dump truck or something.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's backing up.
I'm sorry, that was me.
Beep. Beep. It's the new hit at the club.
So, what do you guys do?
Well, I'd be leaning off, like, in a side alley myself until I see them walking out. I sigh for a couple of moments and reluctantly start following them after people started clearing out.
Okay.
Actually, it was probably you that pointed out which alley for him to go down.
Probably.
Is the guy unconscious, or is he, like, still kind of two?
It's one of those things where he's, you know, if you, like, prod him, he's like,
Alright.
But he doesn't have presence of mind at the moment.
In that case, I guess we'll just pat his pockets, loot him, see what he's got on him.
Well, sure, but that's
Oh,
not a bad plan.
Tilt his
I'm
head
gonna.
up too, because the nosebleed.
Aww. Now he can choke on the blood running down his throat.
Yes.
I'm gonna look for like a water source, whether it's just like a barrel, a big gutter, whatever. Or my water skin, I suppose, just to splash his face with water.
Sure. So, Messi, you start searching through his pockets. As I said, he had a dagger on him. He also happened to have a morning star with him.
Oh shit, I'm glad he didn't pull that one on me.
He had a morning star with him. He's wearing, as I said, splint mail. He also has a coin at his side. It's not much. It's actually about 87 silver. So 87 silver, 5 gold. Nothing crazy.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll take that.
But more than that, he does have something else with him too.
What does...
Roll me an investigation.
Me?
Yeah, I know you have a really high passive, but roll for me.
You know I'm good at this.
I know. That's why I just.
There's
said,
always that chance.
good at
So I
this
said
one.
too much.
Here it comes. The bad roll. Called it.
He has nothing else on him.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So you go over and you get the water and you splash it on his face. That was 87 and 5. If you didn't hear me.
Yeah, I got that.
You splash the water on his face.
5 gold.
Roll me because you're trying to like wake him up. So I imagine it's a matter of splash on the face, maybe a couple slaps in the face, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Roll me a medicine check just to try to wake him up.
It nearly went on the 6 there. I was like, oh no, it was a 9.
9, yeah. But either way, you slap him in the face a few times, and splash water on him, and he does wake up. He wakes up enough. It's like he's still, 0 health, but is conscious enough. So it's like, what is it? Staggered? I think the condition is if you get dropped straight to 0, and not -1 in D&D, right? Either way, he's like, what? No, plowing. Whores of hell. Oh. And then he looks up and he sees, the 3 of you guys standing there, and he's like, oh, fuck me.
Maybe later, man.
He actually lets like a quick little single chuckle, but then he winces, and as clearly like the way that the armor was turned and wedged into him still hasn't been adjusted, and it hurts.
Well, so you look like Talabas really kind of already did. Thanks. Yeah.
He doesn't say anything.
Tip your waitress. Hey. You gonna question him?
Sure. Should we try this one again then, buddy? What's your boss want with the witches?
Let me guess. You gonna try torture?
No.
Now that you mention it.
Oh.
That's it. I'm just leaving it there.
Yeah, he's like, so we got a sweet one, and we got a bitter one. What's that one over there? He says, gesturing to Bran.
He's a quiet one.
He tilts his head up, and like one of his eyes is already starting to swell up a good bit from the punch in the forehead, followed by the punch in the nose. But the other one, he's able to like open fully and look at Bran, and you can see he screws up his face a little bit. And it's like a bit of recognition.
We noticed that.
Roll me an insight. The DC's not too high.
I would definitely be looking at his face for recognition.
Okay. All right.
Tal?
Tal doesn't care about that right now.
Okay. Then the 2 of you definitely notice.
So if he knows who I am, then there's no use pretending. I'm just gonna minor illusion and whisper in his ear that I'm his worst nightmare.
Don't. What? Okay. Well, as soon as I notice that he notices Bran, I'm gonna look at Bran to see if he notices that he notices Bran.
Beautiful.
And I'm assuming I notice that Bran notices that he notices Bran. Okay. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish he didn't notice.
Bran also notices that you notice that he noticed Bran.
Oh, okay.
Is that done now? So, what do you guys do? What do you say to him, Tal, or anything? He says nothing yet.
I notice him.
Okay. Oh God.
You're gonna tell him that you notice him? I noticed that you noticed me.
A cat gets scared in the alleyway, comes by, scratches your character. Roll me a Constitution save because you might get a disease. Because cats are filthy creatures.
Can I roll at advantage because I'm proficient in bullshit?
No, you just succeed. So what do you do, Tal?
Well, are you going to tell us, or should we try alternative means?
He's like, you want to know what they want with witches?
It's a simple question.
Yeah. Witches are different than the rest of them, right? Witches, they were human. But then they,
I don't like the term they. Can you just say witchers?
He says, you lot were once
racist.
normal before you became plowing freaks.
No, I was normal before I got my fucking face burned off. Now I'm a freak. Thank you.
You have freaky yellow eyes, and he kind of mumbles for a second. And then he's like, but They serve a purpose. They kill the shit.
Yeah, your boss said that. Get to it.
Well, Witchers aren't exactly what we're hunting, because they hunt it too. And so, if Witchers want to work with us, they don't have to get hunted. But it means they gotta be willing to hunt.
Are we talking about sources right now?
Know a bit about them, don't you? He says, looking up over at Bran. To Leonard, but looking at Bran.
Yeah, I actually killed one just a few hours ago in the mountains.
Oh.
Yeah.
He nods and says, "Good, one less fucking freak for the world." But that's not where it stops. It's not just the freaks that get the magics, or the freaks that get the poisons. It's also the freaks that are just born that way. The dwarves.
Scott, can I question you for a second?
Sure.
Were we supposed to know in character that he was referring to Bran there, or is that just sort of like a thing to Bran? Because I don't know if my character knows that Bran is a source necessarily.
I don't think you know he's a source necessarily either, because he hasn't shown any of the telltale signs of lack of control yet. You know what I mean? But your character is very insightful, though, and like you have a +3 to insight, and you're investigative and all that stuff. I imagine you at least got a hint, if not fully understood what he was saying.
Okay, so that's a big reveal for me. All right.
I mean, he's a witch. Witch sauce. Psh, matters not to a witch hunter.
Yeah, you don't really care, I guess, but.
So he says, also the ones that are born that way, the elves, the dwarves. It's time. It's time they passed on.
No, I disagree. I'm probably not going to be able to argue that with you here, though. I just imagine we'll come at a stalemate. So I guess let's just agree to disagree on that one.
So you won't work with us?
Well, I mean, I have in the past, but I think that might have been a different sect. This is much more extreme, what you're asking here.
We just want to purge the world of all its evil.
Just.
We need to burn the world for all of its evil. You can see that you've already had your run-in with that, didn't you? Says straight on to Leonard.
Listen, I was debating leaving you alive. I'm not really doing too hot for yourself right now.
Kill me in this world, I'll just come back and haunt you.
I can kill you a second time. I've done it before.
That actually does give him pause for a second, because you legit could.
Okay.
Scott, does he count as innocent?
Does he count as innocent? He's talking about murdering elves and dwarves.
Yeah. I'm just checking to be sure. Because that's kind of where my train of thought was going, but we kind of assaulted him in a bar, and then...
You're getting the vibe, like, a knife in a crib is not beyond him.
I think we're getting the vibe that if we didn't fight him now, we probably would have had to soon enough anyway.
I mean,
definitely different arguments there.
Killing him, I mean, a bar load of people did see us leave the bar with his body.
Anyone else want to talk to him, or any other information you guys think we need?
Who do you work for?
Stefan. But you know that, don't you?
Yeah,
It was you that killed them people back then, wasn't it?
You killed some people, Bran.
They're like, both of them just go... Look at Bran.
Kill some
Bran
people.
pulls out a knife at this point.
And I'm gonna pull out my saber.
Goddamn witch hunter, saying your baseless accusations every time.
I'm gonna pull
He
out
starts like running a finger along the dagger's like sharp edge, and it just heats up ever so slightly.
Don't do it, Bran. My sword's out now. I'm holding it in between you and him.
He goes, that's right. That's right. You gotta take some more blood? You're hungry for it, aren't you? You gotta taste when that little girl screamed.
Pal's gonna kick him at the balls when he said that.
Oof.
Oof.
Hold on.
I mean, he's wearing armor, which includes a cup, so I'm going to require some sort of, like, check for that one. Are we saying strength? Are we saying dex? Maybe athletics? Maybe you acrobatics your way to his nuts? What do you...
I think probably it's an athletics stomp on the
I'll give you advantage, because, like, you could just totally curb stomp his nuts.
Ouch. He rolls it.
Talk about kicking a man when he's down. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
They shouldn't talk about people like that. The little girl screaming triggers Tal.
Yep.
He's yeah. He like, it's like that dog gif. He's like having PTSD at this point.
Yep. So you hit him in the nuts. He reacts for the next like 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so. You imagine the first few moments of that, he can't hear anything. Like his ears are ringing, he's in a lot of pain. So that being said, if you guys need to converse with one another, he's going to be quiet for the next 45-ish.
Look.
You see Bran's hand that's holding the dagger. It's starting to shake ever so slightly.
Bran, just relax. He's not gonna live. Just come on.
No,
man.
he won't. I'll
We're
see to it
traveling
myself.
together. I don't see why you're keeping secrets from us at this point. We've been through thick and thin. We've risked lives for each other. Why can't you tell me about your past?
You forget, Leonard, that these are witch hunters that will tell you anything to get you to believe their story.
So
What
what
they're
is your
telling
story
you
then, Bran? What's
is
the
not-
truth?
I'll tell you the truth later. But first we have a loose end here to deal with.
Why don't you let's not kill him. No need for that.
Oh, we're gonna kill him.
Why don't
He's
you,
going to die.
I mean, that's kind of stupid. I mean, aren't you supposed to be like, just carve some magic symbols on him, cast some spells on him, make him magic.
You know, Bran, we
Done
could
so.
just cut out his tongue.
Oh my god.
No.
Then he dies. Very well.
Well, that would be amusing. That would still allow him to commit acts of evil.
That's a good point.
I
Tell
mean,
the best. Do you have any?
yeah.
Other than putting ourselves in danger, we are really doing the world a service here.
I mean, I beat the
This
guy
man
up.
loudly proclaims his ideals of murdering the elves, the dwarves, anything other than him, out of paranoia, out of fear.
Ugh. Like you're any innocence. It wasn't exactly just humans that you killed that day, was it?
I start walking towards him.
I'm gonna
The
look
dagger
at
starts heating up as I keep like rubbing my hand
my- shooting my
around it.
sword.
He
Tal's
says,
gonna put out a
he says, I understand.
Wait,
There's
tell
more
us you're
than
gonna
one-
stop.
He says there's more than one way to deliver a message. So it's refusal then. Fucking coward. All of you are cowards. The way that you hide behind your magics. Actually, Rick, at this point in time, as he's kind of like building up and pushing on, you're going to have to try to resist a trigger. So do you try to resist, or do you allow the force to flow through you? Come to the dark side.
I can spend a full round action to try to delay the surge until my next turn, but would that still allow me to... That wouldn't allow me to stab him, would it? No.
Nope. So you have to choose. Do you want to move forward and stab and allow the surge to happen, or do you want to just like stop and like more or less tremble and start your like
No, I'm going for the stab.
Awesome. What happens? We have to roll a d10, I think. So you roll the d10, and then before we say what that is, we're going to
We're all gonna die.
have you make your attack roll.
We're all gonna
Where's
die.
the chart for this? Is that just in the book?
It's in the book, yeah.
Okay, so I'll get to that because I don't think you have it on your... God, I'm so glad I use this book as a PDF now instead of online. It scrolls so much faster. Actually, I scrolled way too fast. All right, waiting for it. Where are you? You gonna roll your d10, sir?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, for everyone in this group right now, I
Oh,
Okay, give me 1 second. So, I'm gonna read this for a second, and then we're gonna do your actual action.
Oh dear. Actual action. Can I attack him with advantage because he's on the ground?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's
Okay, perfect. So you start walking
Yeah.
over. You start walking over to the guy with the dagger. Once again, it's heating up. It's actually heating up so much you can see it starting to glow. Like the very base of the dagger, down by the hilt of it, is actually starting to have like a bit of a glow to it. If there was any more anger coursing through this dagger, any more magic coursing through this dagger, it might actually start to like drip. You know what I mean? Like this thing is very heated up, and you go walking over towards the guy, and not that. What do you do to the guy?
Oh, I want to slit his throat, but as I start like slitting it, it'll start cauterizing because the blade is so hot. Mm-hmm. So I could just slit his entire throat without like a lot of blood pouring down.
As soon as the blade makes connection with the side of his neck, is anybody else acting?
Tal obviously puts out a hand, as he said, and goes, "Wait a second."
And then
I'm in.
And
I don't stop.
Leonard, do you react at all, or?
I think I'm starting to piece stuff together in my mind, and I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, this guy's about
like...
to scream his fucking head off.
So as the guy, he goes over and he does it. The guy's giving Bran this like look of indignation, like "fuck you," and he looks like he's just gonna take it. But humans are human, right? And so like you can be all ballsy as much as you want, but when that last second happens, when that last moment happens, and you realize you're actually going to die, that's when, again, humans are human, and you can see his like look of like "fuck you," like "I don't care, you do what you want to do," immediately becomes, oh shit, like you can see like the fear in his eyes, you can see it, and it's one of those things where Bran, maybe if he was a less into the moment or good or bad person, he would might want to pull back from that look of fear and horror and everything in his eyes. But Bran probably just drinks that in as he makes connect, and he starts to, and the guy almost immediately opens his mouth to start looking to yell. And Tal and Leonard might even be thinking of tackling or grabbing or but all of a sudden they see appear just outside of the alleyway, right in the middle of the street, over near in that area, a rip in the actual, world starts to happen. You start to see all of a sudden there's this like ebb and flow of greenish, purplish magic starting to rip through the world, and they come outwards almost like tendrils. But the tendrils start to move in spiral, and as they start to move in spiral, all of a sudden you feel this like pull, like literally a pull pulling you towards this portal, and that appears there, and you hear screams, sure, of this guy right as he goes to slit his throat, but also screams of others as they start realizing they're being pulled towards the portal too. And so every one of you starts to feel this like, oh shit, and even the stuff like in the alleyway that's loose or whatnot starts to slowly slide towards the portal. And then that pull gets stronger. Go ahead, Leonard.
Can I ask a meta question?
Shoot.
If I fail this roll and get sucked into it, is this how I end up in the Star Wars game? Okay.
So what roll was it?
So you guys, as the gravitational field of this portal starts to like really, really pick up, you must make a strength saving throw.
Oh no!
DC 13.
Not a dex. Oh, rip.
A strength saving throw?
Si, senors.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you guys roll first because I'm really fucking scared.
Oh, I took the good luck. Now you're screwed.
Don't forget about Witcher senses, and Bran, you might need one.
I won. No.
You're gonna
Too
get
late.
sucked into the portal?
It directs you 30 feet towards it. If you fail.
It's true. Well, it gets pulled 30 feet, and it's 50 feet away from you. So
Yeah.
you technically have one round to be okay. So the two of you guys start getting pulled towards the portal, and you're like, oh shit, and you like
Hit the ground
start
or
like
whatever.
fighting against it, and you're like pushing your feet, bowing your feet and really fighting against it. And you actually are having your feet being dragged along the ground, but you're, almost like somebody, running down the up treadmill or something like that. Not treadmill, but, escalator. You're like going against the grain here, really fighting against that gravity. And you succeed. You actually don't get pulled this round. However, you start to see like the first leg shifts, and then like his whole body shifts down, slumps down a little bit lower and a little bit lower.
I need to be back 1 second.
Shifts down a little bit lower and a little bit lower, and hit the body of the guy that he just slit the throat of with the cauterizing starts to shift its way over towards the portal. So that's a thing. Yeah.
So when do we murder him for being a monster?
Soon, dude. Freaking sources.
Rick has wireless headphones. He can hear you.
Oh shit! Damn.
Oh hey, Rick.
I didn't actually catch that because I had to take them off because there was a person at the door.
Oh,
but
perfect.
yeah, in theory, I could have called it that.
Nope.
So
That was out of game.
we just roasted you. That's all. I'm sorry. Don't watch the VOD.
What's the bar?
I just noticed something. So, the gravitational field of that portal gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
You
What do
get
you? You see that Bran gets like slid himself like 30 feet towards it, and actually gets sucked more than half the way towards the portal. And the other two of you are able to fight against it, but the body itself is shifting that way. How do you guys react now?
Metagame.
Is the guy dead?
I really want to know what happens if you go in it, but I'm not going to. I don't want
Tal's
to roll a
gonna,
new
like-
PC.
Bolt to like the corner of a building to like wedge his body against it.
Yep, so you're going to try to like fight against the gravitational area to move away. Once again, make me a strength check for you to do that. Leonard, what do you do?
So Brand and the guy that he was knifing up are both getting sucked in right now.
Correct.
Rick Brand.
Can I like try to fight it and then also yell at Brand at the same time, or do you think it'd be too much? Like I'm trying
no,
to figure
you
out how this.
You can definitely yell and
Okay.
and fight at the same time. Sure.
Okay.
That's easy.
So I'm just gonna be like, Brand, what the hell's going on? And I'm gonna try to stumble and crawl my way towards the opposite direction of this giant black hole. And
So,
strength, right?
yep, strength, and more or less you're trying to pull yourself free from the awesome. So the two of you guys, as you're pulling yourselves free, and again, it's a fight. At some point in time, you're actually like, kind of like, as you're like fighting against it, you almost like drop down, you're like clawing your way forward, and right as you're able to get far enough, you just kind of like slump to the ground and realize, I'm out of the field, at least as of now, and you can scramble back to your feet and move away from it, so the field is no longer trying to suck you in.
Okay, so we're outside the range.
Yep, you're outside the range. Bran, it's your turn. Are you fighting against it? You're only 20 feet away.
Is the guy dead?
The guy's body is being dragged with you.
Is he dead?
I mean, it was cauterized as you slit his throat. Let me make a roll.
Yeah, you kind of sealed the wound you did, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but still cut him up pretty bad.
So my initial... Oh my god, I rolled a natty 20.
He's fine.
He's actually still alive. So I was going to say, if he rolled, like... So I had a multi-tier DC. If he rolled underneath a 15, I was going to have it be, okay, he's dead. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't able to survive that pain. It was over 15, but under a 20, so I got a 5-point gap. I was gonna be like, well, he's alive for now, but internal bleeding and shit like that, he would die over the course of the next couple minutes, maybe hour, whatever it is. But yeah, I rolled a natty 20 and got much higher than that, so he actually is alive.
But is he conscious? Is he knocked out? Is
No,
he able
he's
to
not.
resist? Is what I'm asking.
He's not knocked out now.
But can he resist, or is he like he was on 0 HP? He was staggered, or whatever you said.
Yeah, but it was more of like a torturous slit of the throat, so you can certainly go at him again.
But how
He can't really defend himself. One of his arms is dislocated. He's in pain, so on and so forth. He's being dragged by a portal. He's trying to one-arm fight against it. You know what I mean? But he's very weakly doing so.
How close is he to the portal?
He also
20
got
feet.
slid. Yeah, he also got slid 30 feet towards it.
Did he pass the second save?
He has not made his check yet. Bran goes before him. Using the old.
I'm just debating what to do at the moment.
I don't imagine if it's getting stronger. I don't imagine you'll be able to pass it.
The trick is that you let yourself go towards the portal, so you build up massive speed, and just before you hit it, you misty step, and the force propels you. You go 30 feet to the other side, and the force propels you the extra 20 feet to get out of the radius.
Or that doesn't work, and you get fucking sucked into this hole, and then end up in your interloper.
Or you get space. Yeah.
Who's to say two portals function next to each other? Go ahead, Bran.
See, they counter each other out.
You don't know that.
Who's
Bran, what
to
do you do?
step into it? Be brave.
I see the nice smile that I made on the guy's neck, and I'm gonna start clinging to the ground. I'll try to save.
Oh,
I'll let him
really?
go.
Really? Oh, come on! He saves. So because of the fact that you're actually clawing at the ground and trying to fight against your own portal, he's actually going to be sliding by, and he's actually going to try to grab at you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you got to get sucked in, or else the interloper series has to wait another week.
Oh, actually, I rolled very well. So it rolls, and he's one of those, like, he tries to grab at your arm, but you like move your arm out of the way, and he goes, and he ends up grabbing at part of your clothing, and he ends up grabbing like one. His arm is around your leg, and he's holding on really tight, like by like up by like your inner thigh area, and he actually pulls his knees up enough that he's got like his knees wrapped around your like your foot, and he has the one arm wrapped around your thigh area. So he's holding on as tight as he can. Now the two of you guys are being pulled with the weight of the both of you guys, and just you trying to stop it. You were able to fight against it enough. You only shifted about 5 feet backwards from that, but it's still your turn, Brandon. You're still trying to fight this gravity. I'm gonna get to the other two of you in a second.
Can I try and kick him off?
Absolutely. So you're gonna be fighting against the portal first, which is gonna be like a strength check, and then trying to kick him off is gonna be like an athletics or acrobatics. Okay, so you're actually now roll me your acrobatics or athletics.
Doesn't really matter. I'll use acrobatics. Why not?
So you are being pulled by the portal, but it's one of those things where you seeing him kick off, but you'll have like magical energies starting to like emanate off of you, like swirl off of you. It's not that your character is particularly strong, because you're not. You're holding on to the ground, but you literally are using like just instinctively using magics as this man is holding on to you to try to like fight against this this portal. You're actually able to almost dismiss for a few moments. It's like it comes like staggered like blips of gravity pulling against you, and it slows it down enough that you're only dragged like 2 feet or so rather than the full distance in. So you're probably about 13 feet from the thing, and you're starting to like lift up a little bit, like your hands are holding on, but you're starting to like lift up sideways as you're getting pulled into the portal. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I look down and I see him desperately clinging on for dear life, and my efforts to get away from this are futile. So I just look at him and I was like, "All right, hell it is," and I push myself off, myself get caught into the portal.
So it was
all for 1 minion.
It's a fuck you to him now.
Oh
This is personal.
Okay. Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. All right, so like I said, I'll get to you guys in a second, right? So right as he does that, all of a sudden, the two of you are looking after this, like, oh shit, like probably like maybe even try to call back and forth to each other or kind of come up to your own idea of a way that you'd be able to help Brad, because instinctively, because instinctively you might want to help him because he's like a friend of yours, but at the same time, in the back of your mind,
I have all the money.
Or in the forefront of your mind, you're thinking he is kind of a monster. So it's like this. It's almost giving you pause. But literally, as you're watching this, you don't even see that like push off go in. At least that wasn't where your focus was, because both of you guys looking in that direction, you notice a finger, 4 fingers, grab at the top frame of the portal itself.
Oh no!
And then like get grip on this like space of reality. And then you see another hand starting to reach through as all of a sudden you see they go warping into it. And when he goes warping into it, there's a moment where that one hand kind of like pulls back for a second, and there's just the one holding onto the portal, and you think, oh, thank God. Okay. But then, head first, pulling itself in, you see this fucking horrifying creature making its way through the portal. The head that comes through has these ginormous horns coming off of it. There's actually two sets of horns. The ones that are in the front of its forehead, because it does have a humanoid-esque head to it. The ones in the front are large horns that stretch up and outwards, almost making like this big Y shape. And the ones that are behind it, nestled almost immediately behind those horns, are ram-like horns that come and spiral down. The face that this creature has is very, very angular, almost chiseled looking. The head is massive. Its head is about the size of Tal's torso, and we know he called Big Belly. As the thing continues to pull itself through, and you see just the width of its neck. The neck itself is made out of, you're not even sure what it is. Again, it almost looks chiseled. Looks like it could be made out of, I don't know, stone or wood. The coloring of it is so strange to you. It's almost this like greenish, grayish color. And then the shoulders come through, and that's when you see the width of the shoulders and the whole body as it starts climbing its way out of the portal. And it finally stands to its full height of about 15 feet or so.
Oh my God.
As it's standing there in the center of this town. And the fact that there's a gravitational pull from this portal does not matter. You see other things come flying between its legs or around it. And the portal, by the way, is not one-sided. It's not like, oh, it's a portal and there's an indoor and an outdoor. And no. This portal, you can see things from the other side of the portal getting pulled into it too. From all around, they're able to get pulled into it. And it's standing there in its full height, and it looks around for a couple of seconds. Its teeth are very prominent, much like you imagine an orc's teeth being. You know, two of its top teeth almost being like tusks coming down, two of its bottom teeth almost being like tusks coming up as it looks about. It actually is not wearing any form of clothing whatsoever. And it's not carrying any equipment whatsoever, but it does have little tufts of fur that appear on its like forearms, down by its shins and calf area, and then over in like its lower belly and lower back. Not really its chest or anything around there. It's not like it's got a swinging dong or anything like that. If there's a means to tell its gender or its sex, whatever. You can't tell from this like moment of 15-foot massive humanoid-esque creature standing before you. And it's looking about the town, and it's like confused for a few moments as it's looking about, but then it seems happy with what it sees about it, and then will start to take in the sights and look about and turn and start walking down one of the streets, and you just hear screams of horror as you were like, what the fuck is this beast horror creature that's standing here? And thank you, Silencio Steve, for the trump card. As it starts making its way down the street. How do the two of you guys react when you see this thing pop out? I imagine immediately it's like, there are no Witcher books, no Witcher anything that you can think of that this reminds you of.
So Tao sort of shrinks back, like somewhat behind the corner of the building. That he's like standing there looking. Then he's like, nope. And then he shouts across to Leonard, "What the hell is that thing?" Because he presumes he's a Witcher. He knows monsters, right?
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna. So in this RP, right? There's two buildings. And then the portal's on the other side of the buildings, and we're peeking around the corner of the building, right?
It's like a long alley, and there's alleys coming off.
So you and I are on the opposites of the alley. Okay, and you just hid from it. All right. Okay, I see. All right. So I guess I'll look back down the alley, and I've seen it obviously, but I'm looking down the alley and I see it walk off. I think the witch hunter's got a job. Maybe we should skip town for a bit and let them take care of it.
Tal nods.
But we didn't get paid yet.
We'll come back.
If there's a town left, we can loot it.
Yeah, well... You got everything you need?
Yeah. What about Bastion? Yeah, you're right. He's fucked.
He's kind of fucked. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do from a metagame perspective about Bastion. I don't know what to do about that.
I mean, we could go grab him.
Could we?
So, you guys think about going to grab him? You're trying to remember. Do me a favor. Roll me it would be intelligence check, because neither of you have Urchin. Roll me intelligence check really quickly.
What is that?
I don't actually know.
It's flat intelligence. If you actually look in your character sheet, far left-hand side, you can click on the stat itself.
I don't actually know where he went to get his painting done, so I wouldn't have a chance.
Oh, that's a good point. But it's okay, because, what's your name? Messy. So you guys, just so you know, at the bottom of Roll20 chat, there's a little drop bar where right now it says Messy or Neil H or whatever. If you actually click on your character's name, and it might say it twice because you've renamed yourself.
Yeah.
It'll allow
Such
it to
grubs.
Yeah. So anyways, you actually come to realize, like, well, he went to go see the artist. The artist lives over.
Oh,
Fuck, he's in that. He's in that direction. Now, obviously, you don't have to go down that road, but he's in that direction.
Thanks, Steve.
I love it.
Brand's gone.
Oh wait, Brand's gone through the portal. Full stop.
Yep, I'm gonna deal with him in a minute.
Okay, right. First off, Tao's got 50 foot of rope. He's gonna tie it to like a sturdy metal gutter and let that boy trail off into the pool.
Okay, absolutely. So you do it from like maybe 30 feet away, or you do it from like right at the edge of the gravitational field?
I mean, he can now he's holding onto a building. He can probably slowly take a bit of time to make his way, like to 30 foot away, like you say, and then whoosh, so 20 foot dangles through.
Sure. So you technically have to make a strength check, but because you're planning it going in and you understand it, roll me with advantage because you're like diving back in.
Yeah. I will take 20.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just feel guilty for that witch hunter.
So you you have a bit of a hard time, but you're able to stop yourself from getting pulled into it, and you like you almost like let it drag you while taking a few steps backwards. You let it drag you forward and like pin yourself against, like you said, something solid, and you tie the rope off from 30 feet away and just like you watch it unfurl and exactly kind of like balances out. Okay.
And then I'll make my way back over to Leonard.
Okay. So you make your way back over to Leonard. You don't have to roll again. You're fine. So you make your way back over there. What do you guys do? Just wait.
What was the point of that? You trying to save him?
Well, that witch hunter might still be alive.
I'm just gonna kill him as soon as it comes out. He's a piece of shit.
So's the other guy there. He did this.
I was gonna kill him too.
Wow. Friendship was magic.
Why are you getting to know him then?
You just did you?
Yeah,
what?
I saw, but like, just do it straight up. Don't pretend to be his friend.
I didn't know
Look,
until
that's
just
not-
now.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking of friends, Bastion.
Yeah. Where was he again? Oh, jeez. He was that way, and I point towards where we saw the creature walk off.
Right.
I mean,
take a shortcut.
It's that was the most direct way there. You know you can make another way around. It's slightly
Yeah,
long
that-
cut, but you can make it.
that's the shortcut.
Fuck.
You got any more rope?
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll just wait until
What?
that field goes away, and then we'll.
What if I go and tell the witch?
You don't know if the field will go away. That could be
I guess
permanently here.
we'll wait.
for like 6 years.
He's just gonna stare at the portal like, is there gonna be any more of that?
Um,
I guess we'll go get him. We'll go
What if-
walk around and.
what if we go and tell the witch hunters about what's happened, and they distract it while we get Bastion?
Brilliant idea. Sound the best. Brilliant idea.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Do they like you?
I got the feeling that we were the most intelligent ones in the group. That Bran guy really unhinged, you know.
He did, yeah, he did. Frank, you know what? Honestly, that was pretty dangerous what he just pulled right there.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, to be honest. I've not seen this sort of magic, and I'm quite unnerved.
It's uncharacteristic of him almost, though.
You think?
Yeah, he's been very calm and quiet.
Aren't lots of mages like that? They're really calm and quiet, and then they murder.
Absolutely. Yes, you got a good point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
All right, well, no regrets, right? Let's go. We can do this. I think we should go talk to the witch hunters, see if they
I mean, they wanted to work with us. We just blame it all on
they
Bran,
don't really
right?
have a choice.
Imagine at this point in time, you guys like turn and start walking in that
but
direction while
that's-
you're bantering back and forth. Which is okay. So you can continue your RP heading in that way. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So we're just walking off into that towards the witch hunters.
Sure.
Not towards Bastion yet.
So if they ask questions, that witch hunter recognized Bran and stabbed him, and when he got hit him with a morning star, and when he got hit in the shoulder, oops, sorry, bam. When he got hit in the morning in the shoulder with a morning star, he flipped out like that.
Or we don't have a story, and we just tell them that Bran is bad, and he made a thing.
That'll do. Bran did that.
Okay, he did.
But we don't know his name. This random hooded guy did it. Because we don't know him.
Do I still have the wanted poster that I took from before?
Ah, yeah.
You had one, yeah.
I had one. So I'll be like,
That guy
wait, I
did
think
it.
and then I'll unscroll it, and I'll be like, is this still legible? It's a little wrinkly. Can you make out the face?
Yeah, he
All
spends
right.
like a minute like reading. It's like, yeah.
All right,
Perfect.
cool. Then we got a plan. Let's go and we turn in Bran.
We should probably run and make it seem like we're flustered and trying to save people.
I'm glad we brought you around, Telebast.
Rick, I swear, every campaign that we're in together, this happens to you. You're like, stick? I'll have the shit end.
This is like the intro of It's Always Sunny episode. It's like the gang turn in Bran.
So you that's funny. So you
Work
guys
up a sweat.
make your way over to where it was that they were, where it was that the witch hunters were, and they're already starting to fan out because they've heard the screams and know what's going. There's something's going on. They're already starting to fan out and check things out to see what's happening, right? And so as you go rushing in, one of them is going to call back over and be like, "Oi, Stefan, witch is over here!" And Stefan's going to make his way over to where it is that you guys, where the call was. And you obviously will head that way. So as he's making way over to you, he looks satisfied. Maybe with himself, maybe with the situation, probably with himself, as you guys are making your way over to where he is. And he comes walking up and he's like, well met, friend.
So like before, while he's walking up, I'm gonna like rush him and I'll be like, look, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. Okay, look, I found this poster and I show him the poster, and when I showed it to Bran, he lost his shit and he started summoning monsters and he started speaking a language that I don't understand. The whole town's on fire. I don't know what to do. I think he killed one of your guys. I should have gone to you guys in the beginning. I didn't know. I went to him first. I shouldn't have done that.
Some sort of rift in town, and a monster with horns. He was like 10 times the size of me. And he like slaps his belly.
Why don't you roll for me a deception? Whichever can roll it, and the other one gives the advantage for it.
I'll give you advantage.
With me, I have 0 charisma bonus.
I have -1.
Okay,
It's fine, we got Witcher Sense. It's fine, we got Witcher
Oh,
Sense.
we do got what you're saying.
No!
Too bad the
advantage
charismatic
is-
one is currently stuck in between worlds.
Oh, come on! Ah!
We're the best team.
I don't think I should be cheering for this.
But you are, right?
It's your fucking fault this happened.
No,
no,
it's your fault
Dark
for
Lord
attacking the witch
Snuggles.
hunter.
Dark
Wait,
Lord
meta-
Snuggles in chat. He summoned the
metaphorical.
giant, naked, horny beast.
Meta for a moment, but if you would have tried to calm yourself down for one turn instead of giving in, I probably would have been able to kill him in time for you to relax. He would have shut up.
That's 6 seconds.
Because I started picking up that you were a source, and if I saw you standing there like having a freaking fit, I probably would have been like, oh, I'll put 2 and 2 together.
I would have to resist 6 checks in a row to not have that happen.
Yep.
Besides, it had to happen.
I guess Steve used the trump card. It's all good. So
Besides, it was perfectly timed anyway. I figured like that was the point where I would have
good.
done it anyway, but yeah.
So he looks at the two of you, looks out at the poster, and says, "Huh." So
It's
he
the
was,
sweat that sells it, isn't it?
yeah. It was your gorgeous, glistening body.
We ran around in circles outside before we came in. God, this is...
So put a little dirt on me. Yeah, you too. Oh yeah. It goes like a tickle fight. So he's like, sorry. Looks at the two of you. He's like, huh. So, Bren was with you this whole while?
I never knew. Till I found this poster. I knew he was a mage, but I didn't think he was a source.
I heard you were traveling with a mage of sorts, but I didn't know it was him.
To be fair, he did save the other Witcher a few times with his fire magic, but...
Let's not start trying to make excuses for him.
Of course not.
Especially with what's going on here. All right,
No,
this
no,
creature,
we make
you've seen it. How do you kill it?
Good luck.
bombs. Big bombs.
I won't lie to you. This creature came out of the portal. It's some kind of arcane creature. I've never seen the likes of it before. Dark magic.
Damn it.
Looked like a demon.
I was actually hoping you would know how to kill it.
Well, he shakes his head and says, "We have a conversation we need to have. But for now, looks like we're going to have to earn that conversation." And he draws his sword, which you can clearly tell is a Witcher's sword. And you can actually tell that the pommel of the sword itself, which not all Witcher's blades are, it has value when they are. The pommel of the sword itself happens to have a griffin's head at the base of it. And he says...
It doesn't look like Bastion's sword, right?
It's not Bastion's sword, no.
Okay.
But it definitely has a griffin's head at the pommel. Because again, not all Witcher blades have like the school's
head. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like Geralt has that because it was commissioned for him to have, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think I understand.
So it has a griffin's head at the base of it. And so he says, let's discover this beast together then. And turns and starts jogging off into the direction of the nearest high-pitched shrill. And as he starts jogging that direction, and I imagine you guys are going with, we'll find out when we come back after this next break. So see y'all shortly. Toodles.
Bye.
Fucking Bran.